Gaurang Kanth is a lawyer at the Supreme Court. R Kakkar, former police commissioner, Delhi. Lalitha Kumaramangalam of the NCW. C. Ajashekharan of the Madras High Court. Rahul Easwar, social activist from Thiruvananthapuram. R Venkatesh, you remember there was somebody, a friend of Shashi Tharoor, I think, I don't know who it was, who said she possibly died because she had too much coconut water. Remember the coconut water theory? You remember Rahul Easwar?
Yes.
Coconut water. You have coconut water, some particular mineral in your body goes up and you die.
Yes. Perhaps even plain water.
You remember that?
Perhaps plain water also, Arnab.
Perhaps plain water also.
Yes.
There are different perspectives.
Water also.
What perspectives? The fact is we remember the coconut water theory. And then I remember a person called Anil Gupta.
There were many perspectives that were floating.
Perspectives, I remember. There was a mail written by Anil Gupta, Shashi Tharoor's doctor friend, which floats the lupus theory. 15 bruises all over her body. Remember Rahul Easwar, Mr. Ajashekharan, Lalitha Kumaramangalam, 15 bruises all over her body. It is because she would bruise easily. Poor lady was suffering from lupus, so she would bump into pieces of furniture, resulting in visible bruising. They try to explain that. You remember Lalitha Kumaramangalam, the lupus theory?
Yes, I do. And
all of this was being pushed by the close circle of Shashi Tharoor. Wasn't it, Mr. R Kakkar? So what?
Yes, investigation is on.
And but channels too, Arnab.
Yeah, my question is different, which maybe someone like Mr. Ajashekharan, who takes an extreme position in this case, should answer. Why should all these people who gave all these fairy tale theories about how she was, she just died or overdosed, why should those people not be questioned, Mr. Ajashekharan?
Arnab, see, this is a high profile case, and of course, whoever has committed the mistake or the offense of murder or abetment to suicide,
injecting somebody,
the mistake.
Mistake. Now you'll say it's a mistake, Mr. Ajashekharan.
I meant the mistaken identity of the accused.
Mistaken identity. Oh, they wanted to poison somebody else. They poisoned her instead. Bizarre. What are you talking about?
No. It's only it's hypothetically speaking. You cannot fix somebody when the investigation is on. Point number one. Point number two. The police commissioner has.
I beg your pardon, it's not a hypothetical case.
What's it? Lalitha Kumaramangalam on the debate. It's not a hypothetical case. A real person was killed. Her name was Sunanda Pushkar. She's the wife of Shashi Tharoor. Come on, what's hypothetical about it?
It's not Shashi Tharoor. It is not a case at all for anybody. The BJP sympathizers and the BJP should not start accusing.
What has this got to do with the BJP or the Congress or anybody else? A particular woman was killed. Today it has been proved that she was poisoned to death. She was not a member of any political party. She was just Mr. Tharoor's wife.
Arnab, what I think is we need to understand the facts.
Yeah, go on, Gaurang Kanth.
The fact remains that today we are talking about a murder. We are talking about a fact that a lady has been killed in a 5-star hotel.
Right.
There is some sort of an entry which is there inside that room in a 5-star hotel.
Absolutely.
We are talking about
so it can be a suicide also.
Which should be there in any 5-star hotel.
Suicide?
We are talking about the fact that.
What kind of suicide is this?
Well, no, sorry. The FIR is lodged on the 302 and Mr. Ajashekharan. Now, with the FBI report right there in the face of it, we cannot at all talk about suicide. It is very apparent and very clear that it is murder.
Jump the gun.
Now, all that needs to be seen is that who are the people who are involved in this, and for that, we need to understand what are the facts which are there and how the Delhi police has completely botched up the entire investigation.
Now, what's there about jumping the gun?
That's what I agree with you.
What's there about jumping the gun that you said that Rahul Easwar? What's it? Rahul Easwar and Mr. Venkatesh. Rahul Easwar and Mr. Venkatesh. Please understand.
Apart from
no. 1 second, Rahul Easwar. 1 minute. Rahul Easwar, 1 minute. I'm sick and tired of this. Oh, don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun. You didn't hear enough people when I was questioning Peter Mukherjee said, don't jump the gun, don't jump the gun. Socialite circuit, cocktail circuit bunch people, friends of Peter Mukherjee, beneficiaries of his largesse in the past. running media companies now saying don't jump the gun. 1 second. What's jumping the gun? 729 days back, the wife of a minister is killed in these circumstances. We are back to square one. You have the temerity to say don't jump the gun. We're back to square one. What do you mean jump the gun, Rahul Easwar? Rahul Easwar is engaging at this point of the debate. R Venkatesh, yeah, go ahead.
The reason being, apart from a high-profile murder, apart from the wife of a minister, she's an individual, she has a family.
Nobody, 1 minute, don't shoot off this individual theory.
We had great relationship. Hold on.
The case, Rahul, we are taking up the case because she's a
human being. We should follow.
She was killed in broad daylight. She was killed in broad daylight.
We should follow the case, but can't we be patient?
Please understand.
Can't we be patient? Let police come to a conclusion.
No, 2 years people have been trying to derail the investigation.
In our country,
people have been trying to derail the investigation. Why, Rahul?
Okay, 1 second.
What do you think? Corroborated that she was killed, that she was poisoned. They've said it's not a natural death. What more do you need?
No, she was poisoned. No, please understand, because it was evident right from day one.
They've said it was not a natural death, that she was poisoned.
Unnatural death.
Exactly, that's just what I said, that it was not a natural death, that she was poisoned.
And that is the issue, Rahul. Rahul, let us not indulge in any filibuster. Let us be on the point.
So, Rahul, what are you saying?
The point is that people were trying to derail the investigation.
What are you saying?
Let the police investigate.
What are you saying? Rahul Easwar, I preface everything.
The point is very
Rahul Easwar. Rahul, what are you saying? What are you saying? Just understand. I'm trying to understand your thinking, okay? You are saying that there is a person called Shashi Tharoor who's just simple man, cannot believe that though his wife has an injection mark, she's 15 bruises, she's been beaten black and blue, there is lidocaine on her body which indicates that she's probably been given a local anesthetic, knocked off, then there's a tooth bite. Somebody bit her. There are signs of a scuffle inside the room. Okay, let's be clear on the facts. There's a crime scene. And he believes that despite... No, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me complete. That his wife has been bitten and beaten. All over. Knocked unconscious and been injected with possible poison, that Shashi Tharoor simply cannot believe that it can be anything else but coconut water that killed his wife, and you and I have no right to ask why it is more likely that you died having coconut water or a disease you never had, which is lupus. So you conjure up these visions of a terrible disease and copious amounts of coconut water that she is drinking, or possibly even to suggest that she is suicidal. Some people even suggested she is suicidal. She had too many tablets and she killed herself. Every possible reason except the likely reason. She was killed by a group of professionals, and why?
I respect media's concern.
And why? Not my concern. Sorry.
I respect media's concern.
Sorry. Not my concern.
Hold on. But
sorry.
She has a father.
Not the media's concern. Not the media's concern, Mr. Rahul Easwar. Mr. Rahul Easwar. Not the media's concern. The media's pursuit for the truth.
Family is more
the media's pursuit. The family has no greater right to know than the whole nation in this case. The whole family can come together and say, we don't care. The whole family of Peter Mukherjee. Sorry,
simply request for patience.
That's a lot of rubbish. The whole family of Sheena Bora can come and say that, you know what? It's none of your business who murdered Sheena Bora. The whole family came together, didn't they, Amar? It's none of your business. It's not Times Now's business. We are the ones who are grieving, they used to say. Forgot? We are the ones who grieve for Sheena Bora. You are nobody. You're not related to her. You're not married her. You are not with her. You're not a father, mother, brother, sister, friend. So you don't ask questions. You wanted us to leave the Sheena Bora case to the Peter Mukherjee family. You think it would have been solved, Rahul? Would have been solved. Who would have solved it? Peter Mukherjee.
Media's inquiry is right.
No, Peter Mukherjee would have solved it.
More patient until the whole picture emerges out.
Patient.
We want the truth.
You are teaching
but let us be patient.
You are teaching
let police come out. Let the court come out. Let us have a conclusion. Why do you want to jump the gun?
It's been 2 years. How much more patient should anyone be?
Yes. Yes, Lalitha Kumaramangalam, I think it's time for you to comprehensively respond to this whole
2 years.
patience argument. Go on, Lalitha Kumaramangalam, please, go on.
Yeah, I'd like to say that let's put all politics aside. The fact is that a woman, a well-known woman, yes, was killed in very, very murky and suspicious circumstances. Right from day one, there seems to have been many, many theories floating around. But okay, let's stick to the facts of the case. Today, the facts of the case, after nearly 2 years that she has died, almost to the day 2 years after her death, it has been confirmed by no less than the FBI that she died under suspicious circumstances and died an unnatural death. Also that there were traces of poison, the same poison, mind you, in every viscera sample that was sent to them.
Yeah.
What does this mean? It can only mean that she was probably murdered. Okay, you want to give Shashi Tharoor the benefit of the doubt and say he was not the murderer, fine. We don't know who the murderer is. We cannot point our fingers at anybody saying exactly that person is the murderer. But she was murdered and she was a human being, just like anybody else.
No.
So there is every right of people, especially for such a famous person to have been killed in broad daylight, as has been said earlier on the show. You can't expect the public to just keep quiet and say, no, she was killed. You see, she was this, she was that, point fingers at her saying she had this disease or the other disease. Every proof that has been collected shows that there is something very suspicious in her death. And it is the job of the police, the job of the media, the job of everybody else who is there to defend human rights and women's rights to try and get to the bottom of what has happened and find the truth.
She says...
And since Shashi Tharoor was her husband, obviously he's also going to be under suspicion. You just as much as you can't say that he was guilty, you can't say he's innocent either. Everybody who was connected with her must be cleared. He hasn't been cleared yet.
And in this context, I'd like to quote what Sunanda Pushkar was quoted in the Economic Times. I think it was a day before her death. She was quoted as indicating R Kakkar, and I'd like to bring you in, that she was going to reveal something. She had planned a press conference.
Yes,
and
she
she's
did.
Quoted to have said,
in the last press conference she gave before she died, she said
this is what she said, Ms. Kumaramangalam. She said, I took upon myself the crimes of this man during IPL. I will not allow this to be done to me. What does this mean, Mr. Kakkar? That she said, I'm going to have a press conference to reveal something related to IPL. Mr. Kakkar.
Obviously, she had some information which, if revealed, would have pointed towards a crime committed by someone. Who that someone is, I don't know, whether husband or somebody. She must have been. But before I do anything on this, I mean, let's say a lady was found dead in a hotel room under suspicious circumstances. Magisterial inquiry was held, autopsy was done, and it was pointed out that she died of a poison, some poison administered or otherwise, and ultimately the viscera had to be sent to the FBI, who again have said that there is some poison. They have not said that she died under suspicious circumstances. They said that she died of poison. Now, we have to, as investigators, we have to once again find out what is that poison. Who could have administered that poison? Who could have administered that poison? Whether she could have done it herself or there are other people. Now let the investigators find out what is happening. And let me tell you, all these 2 years, the investigators have been investigating, and they have already a very conclusive theory with them. Maybe they will make some more investigations.
What makes you feel so? What makes you feel so? One second. What makes you feel so, Mr. Kakkar?
Others will also be. Others will also face.
Mr. Kakkar, I'd like to add to this.
Mr. Kakkar is right.
Yes, Mr. Rajashekhar, you agree with Mr. Kakkar? that the investigators have already found?
Yes, we have to wait for the
No,
outcome of the
Mr.
investigation.
Arnab, I have something more to say.
Shashi Tharoor
I have something more to say.
Before the police comes out with the real culprit and they bring the real culprit to
I am not.
So why
I have not said that he has or he has not.
An offense. That's what
I have not.
Why make Shashi Tharoor the victim?
Nobody has mentioned
You
Shashi
appear
Tharoor.
to be his very bosom friend.
Which is very wrong.
You appear to be a bosom friend of Tharoor.
No, I just said
I
it
have
very
not
clearly
said-
that
I have
we
not
can't
said
say
that
he's
he is
guilty,
not
we can't
guilty.
say he's not guilty either.
Investigation.
We don't know who is guilty.
No.
We can't say he is not guilty either.
Let the police investigate.
But
Let's wait.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I said.
Have been investigating.
But he's bound to be under
have been
suspicion, even the
investigating,
husband of the woman
and
who was
very,
killed.
very quietly they have done the
Let it
job.
be anybody.
Now,
You cannot fix somebody with a
with
mindset.
little more efforts, they are going to come out with their theory. And
Yes.
if it points towards Tharoor or others, then they will be taken into custody. And if they feel that they do not have sufficient evidence to prove
But
it
Mr.
in the
Kakkar,
court
how
of
can you
law,
say that the
then
investigation has
perhaps
been done
either
properly in the
absolutely
recent
right.
years?
or
But I want to understand for the life of me.
No, that is investigated.
May I,
You cannot say that.
Mr.
That is
Kakkar?
ultimately by
Mr.
the court.
Kakkar,
I
Mr.
don't think sitting here we can do.
Yeah, but Mr.
Yes,
Kakkar,
yes, sir.
But Mr.
Yes,
Kakkar,
yes, Mr.
I don't
Arnab.
understand for the
Absolutely
life
perfect,
of me.
Mr. Kakkar. I agree with you.
Thank you very much for agreeing with Mr. Kakkar, but Mr. Rajashekar, I can't understand for the life of me what's political
I totally
about
disagree.
it. I mean, are we to say tomorrow that any case which involves any politician...
what is
directly or
political about it?
indirectly
A
is
woman
political
died.
about it? What's political about it? Sunanda Pushkar was murdered. There's nothing political about it. What's political? Are you saying that you suspect some political hand behind the murder?
Under suspicious circumstances, investigation has to be done.
6 months the Congress government was in power. The same Delhi police watched up the investigation.
No, sorry.
Now, for
No.
past
6
1.5
months
years,
the Congress
BJP
was in
government is
power. Correct
The Delhi
yourself.
police have
Correct
come out-
yourself.
No,
6
don't
months
say
the
watch the
Congress was in...
political about it.
No,
Sorry,
this
Mr.
is-
Kakkar.
This is very uncharitable. This is very uncharitable, Mr. Nobody has botched up the investigation. Investigation is the investigation based on facts.
What was 2 years police doing?
And if the facts
Investigating a
do not,
murder case.
if the facts point towards somebody, he will
What
be
are you
taken
saying,
to task.
Mr. Kakkar? The investigation is completely botched up. The fact remains that the CCTV footage probably has been doctored. The fact remains that till date
I do
you
not
have not been
agree
able to
with you
find
a
out
bit.
if there has been any entry or
then
not.
you do not
The
know what
complete
investigation is, how investigation is conducted.
Well, investigation for the last 2 years to
I think we
find
should
out
trust our
whether the death has been
investigating
natural or
agencies. Let them do
natural.
their job.
So many theories being floated here.
We are only
What are you
analysts.
saying?
No, who was...
They are the people who are
Rahul
investigating.
Easwar.
CBI, and if at all any
Theories
be
are being floated.
Yes, theories were being floated.
We are only analysts.
One second. Rahul Easwar, I have a question for you.
fact remains
Theories
that
were
if
being
any
floated, I agree.
substance is
No,
found in
one
the
second.
FBI
Theories were
report,
being floted.
then-
One
then
minute,
the
just 1 minute,
fingers
1
are
minute, 1
only
minute.
pointing out towards
Just a
the
minute.
high
Gaurang,
and
1 minute.
mighty,
Gaurang,
and it cannot
1
be
minute.
done by any small-time criminal.
Gaurang, 1 minute. The theories were being floated, I agree. But who was floating the
Yes.
theories? Who was the person who forwarded an email sent by Dr. Anil Gupta on the 12th of February from Cooper Health Clinic in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, floating the lupus theory? I think it was Shashi Tharoor, if I'm not mistaken, Rahul Easwar, who floated an email to AIIMS while they are conducting the autopsy. They are conducting the autopsy. So two things are happening in particular. On my program tonight, I had Mr. Sudhir Gupta. He is facing huge pressure to change the autopsy, to say that she died of natural circumstances. At the same time, as a parallel process, Shashi Tharoor is forwarding an email saying that a doctor in Dubai said she had lupus and was considering a lupus expert, whereas we have the final autopsy report which says that she was not suffering from systematic lupus erythematosus, SLE. She was not suffering from lupus. So the author of the lupus theory, lupus theory is Shashi Tharoor's friend.
India.
Rahul Easwar. Rahul, listen. Rahul Easwar. Rahul,
There were other...
Rahul, who is it true or not that the author of the lupus
Let
theory
me
is
point
Shashi
out one
Tharoor's
thing.
friend? Right or wrong?
let me point out one thing. We all, anybody who really liked Sunanda Madam, respects Arnab Goswami's vigor in finding the truth. Second, there were other theories too. There was a Russian mafia theory, polonium in her body theory, radioactive substance poisoning theory. There were
I'm
many
talking about, I have not ruled out any mafia theory. No, 1 second. You can't rule out the mafia theory. In this case, Rahul Easwar, sorry. It appears that if this has been done, I wouldn't say mafia, but it is a very professional job, so you don't rule out that theory. The theory you rule out is that she drank too much coconut water on an empty stomach, so her heart. You know what kind of bizarre theories were being put out? That Sunanda Pushkar was sitting in a hotel room. 1 second. Mr. Kakkar, listen to this. Mr. Kakkar, listen to this. Mr. Kakkar, listen to this. There's a doctor who sends an email to Shashi Tharoor floating this theory on the 26th of January 2014 after the first autopsy is submitted to the Delhi police. And this is forwarded to the director of AIIMS via mutual friend, which means Shashi Tharoor is furiously forwarding emails from various doctors. One theory, one doctor said, no, she had lupus. Another doctor says that, what can happen is that you're sitting in a hotel room, you decide to have a lot of coconut water, your heart rate slows down, slowly your heart rate slows down and you die. This theory was put out by whom? Another friend of Shashi Tharoor. The third theory was that she had an autoimmune disease, TB, other disease, basically painting the picture that she was a clinically sick person. The final autopsy report said she suffered from no autoimmune diseases. Right? The fourth theory that was being put is that she's dependent on anthrax. And Shashi Tharoor kept saying she had mental difficulty sleeping at night. She was an insomniac and she was dependent on Alprax to sleep. That also got debunked because the Alprax strip during the investigation was found on her bedside, not in her body, not in the viscera report. How many? You know what Shashi Tharoor wrote in one place, he said, my wife was a very happy personality but was often ill. That got debunked when it was said that Sunanda Pushkar was a normal, healthy individual, ruled out having any illnesses. Point is, Rahul Easwar, not all the theories, but several of the theories were coming from Shashi Tharoor. All the bizarre theories coming from circles close to Shashi Tharoor. Now, maybe coincidental, he has nothing to do, you're saying, with the incident.
I would slightly contest that. There's a reason for it.
No.
There's a reason for it.
Reason? What's the reason?
People who know Sunandaji, including me, knew her for months that she herself was telling she was having a lot of disease. You can definitely claim that he made her believe so. But Sunanda Madam herself told many friends, many family friends that for years she was having physical ailments. She was not altogether individual. She was admitted in KIMS for a long time.
Yeah, the KIMS report. Have you seen the KIMS report? 1 second. We exposed that also.
No, but that particular hospital debunked all of these theories.
All these theories have been debunked. No, where were all the theories coming from? Where were the theories coming from? Who was saying? Who was presenting the image?
That hospital said it cannot be fatal. That's the point.
Which hospital?
They were coming from a person who
yes, Mr. Kakkar.
Who probably felt that the needle was pointing towards him, and it was very childish on his part to have floated these theories either himself or through his friends.
Mr. Kakkar,
once you are under suspicion, you don't have to counter these things, unless you are questioned. Without being questioned, floating theories is not good.
Mr. Kakkar, most
this
important.
is like diverting the investigating agencies by throwing these theories.
Most important.
Yes.
Most importantly, and this is important, I want to get MR on this. I want to get MR on this. Most importantly, if you go through the evidence, there has been violence in the hotel room. There are bruise marks on her body. She has been bitten and beaten.
Correct, there have been injury marks.
There are 345 pieces
on her hand.
345 pieces of broken glass found near the carpet and near the curtain, which is suggestive of scuffles. Glass being broken, she's bitten and beaten, then lidocaine used knocked her out and she's been injected, which means there has been violence in that room before she's been professionally killed. Now this is getting very serious, MR.
And she struggled. And she struggled.
And she struggled. She tried to fight back.
Yes, she struggled and she put up a defense. Now look at the
which means that she wasn't suicidal at all, that she wanted to live.
Tweet, and she says she's going to she says she says she's going to expose him, quote unquote him. Who could be that him? Now
I don't know. We should not speculate.
Let us look at it one by one. She says she is going to expose him in the IPL.
Yeah.
We are not speculating, but we are saying somebody is that him who has a vested interest in silencing her. 2. Now there is, as you said, there is enormous amount of struggle in the hotel room. 3. She was poisoned, and that is beyond doubt that she was murdered. There is no case of coconut water or your lupus theory all have flown through the 20th floor.
This is another theory from your side.
Which theory?
No, well, there is a threat perspective. We all know.
Which theory?
Well,
I'm talking facts.
No, MR is quoting a new theory. She struggled inside the room.
Shashi Tharoor.
Who knows? No, who knows she struggled? Did he see it?
Couple inside the room is because
how was there so much glass around the whole room that was broken? Are you saying that she set the stage before she committed suicide? What are you saying?
Investigation has to come out to the fact. You cannot float another theory again.
Be clear about that. Are you saying she inflicted
murder of a crime to be committed?
We all want
the best person
and therefore we come to one point tonight, Mr. Ajashekharan, there is a him. There is a him. There is a him, and Mr. Ajashekharan, on top of the him, there must be someone very, 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 very powerful. If you can put pressure to try and change the autopsy report, so beyond the him, above the him, or on the sides of the him, there is someone very powerful. I'm not going to speculate.
Arnab, I don't deny.
But there's someone very powerful who's scared. There is someone out there, and there's someone out there, and they know that this channel, that someone out there, they know that this channel has a history of following up cases very, very closely. That someone out there is a very, very, very powerful person. But that someone out there must also be a very, 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 very insecure person tonight, because the truth seems to be close to choking that person. I wonder who that very powerful person is. Who do you think it is? Thank you for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight.
Arnab ji.
Thank you.